Hi, my name is Claude Schuck. I'm the regional manager for Veeam in the Middle East. I look after the full of the Gulf here, the Middle East, Levant. A team of about 55, 60 people across Veeam. Been here for 1.5 years. Came from the African market, and Veeam's been in region for about 9 years in the Middle East. So we're quite established.
Every vendor is innovating its solutions because of the pressure from digital enterprises. They want everything faster, smoother, more reliable. What's happening in your portfolio? Of course, you are always available, always reliable, and in 99.9%. But what is happening in the portfolio today?
Yeah, I think Veeam's grown up, and we speak about Veeam Act 1. Act 1 was really about how we made the data center available and what we did there. So remember 10 years ago, we took a big gamble on virtualization, specifically VMware. The developers and the owners of the company said, we're going to develop something just for VMware, just for virtualization. A big bet, because 10 years ago, that was in test and dev, never production. So the bet was good. As Veeam, we talk about Act 2. Cloud data management and hybrid is what we're betting on. As all good companies do, you've got to invent yourself, reinvent where you're going. Where we're going is cloud workload. If you look at the market and industry, that's where everyone's going. That's where businesses are tending to move to, or that's where businesses have to move to get scale, to get cost, to get competitiveness.
So are your solutions more cloud ready, or is it multi-cloud? Give me some idea on when you say cloud is the target. What is it?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm a simplistic person. Cloud is, if I break it down, cloud is something you do, not something you buy. Now, if you unpack that, when people think of cloud, they think of a D or C drive up in the sky. It's not about that. It's about utilizing services, CPU, network, resources at a cost that you can't compete with, at scale you can't compete with. So Veeam, every Veeam customer we have today, and we have about 5,000 across the Middle East, has something called Cloud Connect, which is an enabler where you can move workloads to public or private cloud providers. You can move workloads there, you can spin them up for DR, you can interrogate data for AI, and those things are all in place today, and we're helping customers take advantage of that. I talk of what would you do tomorrow if you open up a business? What would your business look like? You look at new age companies like the Ubers and the Airbnbs, how do they enter a market? They flick a switch and they turn an app on. That's the way to do business, right? When it works well. If you've made an incorrect decision, there's no bricks and mortar, you turn the app off and you move on and you invest where your product works. That's the thinking around where we're taking our availability of how to look after businesses.
So is it working smoothly? Now, in the sense that today, as you rightly said, the regional organizations are all using cloud in some way. Some are multi-cloud, some are single cloud, but they all have cloud. Some are private cloud, some are hybrid cloud. Is the ability of Veeam to deliver a reliable backup and recovery solution established, or are they still in the proof of concept? Does it work for cloud? Does it work for cloud? Where are we over there?
Yeah, so if you look at our business worldwide, 20 to 30% is cloud business. Is Veeam ready? Absolutely. Is the Middle East ready? Only now. So a year ago, I mean, we just sort of played with it. So our businesses dabbling in cloud, now they're starting. We found that the smaller businesses have engaged quite quickly. They're a lot less risk averse. So they'll try and play and use the scale. The enterprises, because why? We have the big providers here, they've put bricks and mortar, the Azures, the AWSs. There's a sense of security which has been missing. There's a sense of scale which has been missing. And they here now in country, these organizations can now take advantage. Speak to me next year this time, you would have seen that the acceleration specifically in the enterprise would have really taken off, and Veeam is well positioned to help them move across into that space.
So how does this happen? If an end user has an on-site licensing, are you giving them a free upgrade, a trial package for them to try it on cloud? Or do they need to activate it? Do they need to set it up? How is it working?
Yeah, all they need to do is activate it. So we've given them the capability already now to move that workload to a provider. It's part of the suite that they've bought. Why? We knew it was coming. So we knew we had to say, Mr. Customer, it's going to be there. Use it when it gets there. All you need to negotiate is where you're going to put that data, where you're going to move that migrated workload to, and the rest is we can do.
So tell me, this backup operation is always, it always happens, right? What's your take on the recovery testing and the recovery, the reality of recovery? Has it been established with the regional end users? The recovery is not as straightforward as backup. How does it work?
Yeah, so we've just finished a survey. We surveyed 1,500 CIOs and business owners of larger organizations. We had some in the Middle East as well. And specific figures come from that. 63% of businesses today know if they have a failure, they can't recover. So that's surprising because you're a big business. You know if you fail today or something goes wrong, you can't recover. Now that must be risk in someone's eyes. Someone is saying, what are we doing about it? When we speak to customers, say, even if you did half a job and you brought that number down, because that percentage is related to money that you lose when you don't do business. We're all in business to please shareholders and deliver results. And if your business is down and you cannot recover, it relates to money. So we're there to say, we have got product that will help you, firstly, guaranteed 100% if you fail, you'll be up. Now that's something that businesses and audit and risk want to hear. They want to hear if we fail, 100% we can recover. Veeam helps customers run and test that backup every single night and give you a green tick to say backup successful, but give you a green tick to say if we fail today, 100% we'll be up and running. Sense of comfort that you need as a business, for sure.
So isn't this a challenge considering the multiple type of platforms, considering the multiple type of storage platforms that are there? You could have one workload like this, and another one there, one the data center, one on the cloud, one on HP, one on Dell. If it's so diverse, is Veeam able to manage the heterogeneous environment?
Absolutely. So we're not tied to any hardware. So think of us as a software-defined company. We don't worry about any piece of storage. We integrate with everybody. So we're not reliant on something that's proprietary. So we can go and look at any piece of storage, move that workload, move it on-prem, off-prem. There's so many different capabilities we have. You can recover from on-site, off-site, wherever.
Veeam is the only solution, or reads all of them, continue from them.
Yeah, so I mean, it doesn't matter what platform, we don't tie you to something. What does that mean for you as a customer? So if you have a major outage, you don't have to wait for hardware to arrive. You can just deploy anything and carry on moving quite quickly. You can deploy and start your workloads up to any provided DR site or cloud site. Because the way our technology works, we've got a full encapsulated file. We've got OS, we've got virtualization and application data all in one. So it's very secure and it's easy to start up.
Okay, so this is the part Veeam has done relatively well and everybody is quite happy with it. Where's the next challenge? Now, if I look at the organizations, they want something like, auto run. Means as a machine learning you have automation, you have days and so, but you should be able to do one value add on that. Okay, look, this one is not backing up, this guy is not ready, this is not the latest version. Do you have that intuitiveness coming in the solution? Yeah,
absolutely. So we speak about Veeam being sort of the availability solution or a backup and recovery solution. We've got now the availability console, which includes all the backups, the orchestration layer, which is important. What does that mean? Today, do companies test their DR failure plan? Probably not. You know what it looks like when you go see customers? They pull out their old work document, they save as 2019 and give it to auditors to say, yes, I'm compliant. We've got a piece of software that'll automate that, test it, and do all the documentation. What does that mean? You can run a simulated DR failure. Veeam will document the processes to say this is what you do to boot first, to boot second, when you have a failure. When you give that document to the auditors to say, when did you test it? They say, we ran it last night. How do you do that? We simulated a failure, Veeam documented everything and gave us a thick booklet to go, page one, do this first, then do this. Peace of mind in terms of making sure everything's in place to do that, as well as being able to back up your cloud, Office 365, so that full suite of product that talks to business is what we do now.
Or they could use, the CIO could use it to improve their SLA or to look at flaws in the
100%, because this piece of software goes and finds, hey, there's a new network or a new server, who put that there? How did it get there? Yeah.
Last question, what makes you excited for the next 2 years? There must be something which every morning you get up making you look happily at what lies ahead. What's the singular thing that you're looking at?
So the biggest blessing we have is I work for a company that looks after data. I know that data is exploding and growing. You know, if you look at a hardware vendor today and they're sitting down for their forecasting, what do you think their graph's going to look like? Is it going to be growing in terms of hardware sales or decreasing? I know there's a lot of data happening out there. I know customers are looking to transform and digitally transform. What does that mean? Cloud, mobile, Internet of Things, AI. Those things are what are driving business. What does Veeam do? In every facet of those pillars, we help customers encapsulate that, use it, and make sure that they're able to interrogate and grow by that and their business.